All right, today we are breaking down one of the absolute best underdog stories in the entire NFL. Seriously. It's about a player who, and I mean this, every single team decided just wasn't good enough. And then they had to watch him become a champion and earn a contract that's going to change his family's life forever. This is the incredible story of Reed Blankenship.
So let's just start with a big, flashy number. Take a look at this. Nearly $25 million. That's the total value of the new contract Reed Blankenship just put his name on. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. That is a massive, career-defining deal.
And that immediately brings up the big question, right? How in the world does a player that everyone called a long shot, a guy who every single team passed on over and over again in the draft, how does he land a deal this big? Well, that's exactly what we're about to get into.
To really understand just how wild that contract is, we've got to go all the way back to the beginning. Back to a moment that every football prospect dreams of. But for Reed, his career didn't start with a big celebration. It started with silence. I mean, think about it. During the whole 2022 NFL draft, hundreds and hundreds of names get called. Reed Blankenship's was not one of them. He was an undrafted free agent from a smaller school, Middle Tennessee State. In the eyes of the entire league, he just wasn't a top guy. He had to scrap and claw for a chance that so many others were just handed.
And he didn't just make the team. He fought his way right into the starting lineup. This timeline shows a truly meteoric rise. Look at this. In 2022, he's just this undrafted kid hoping to stick around. By the end of that very same season, he's already starting games. And from there, he never looked back. He became a reliable, full-time starter for the next 3 seasons. The speed of that is it's unbelievable.
You know, getting your foot in the door is one thing, but how did he become so valuable that a team would guarantee him millions and millions of dollars? The answer is, he didn't just survive in Philadelphia. He became a cornerstone of their defense. And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. Just listen to what his own defensive coordinator, the legendary Vic Fangio, had to say. He called Blankenship a stabilizing player. In the pure chaos of an NFL secondary, a place that's always hit by injuries, that one word, stabilizing, is one of the highest compliments you can possibly get. It means you're the rock. You're the guy everyone else depends on. And he backed up that reputation with just cold, hard production. These are his numbers over 56 games in Philly. Over 300 tackles. That shows you he is relentless. He's always flying to the football. And check out the turnovers. 23 passes defended, 9 interceptions. That's not just filling a spot on the roster, my friends. That is actively winning football games for your team. And his impact really hit its peak in 2024, where he became this key gear in the machine of a dominant championship-winning defense. He wasn't just along for the ride. He was one of the guys driving the bus. And the numbers from that season are just staggering. The Eagles' defense ranked first, number 1, in the entire league in passing yards allowed, and second in points allowed per game. These are elite championship-level stats, and Reed Blankenship was a vital part of making that happen, week in and week out. So, here's the crucial part. How does all of this, the grit, the production, the winning, how does that turn into a life-changing contract? Let's connect the dots here. It's pretty simple. You get paid for being relentless, for showing up on every single down. 308 tackles is the proof. Every team in the NFL pays for that kind of motor. You get paid for changing the game. 9 interceptions? That's 9 times you single-handedly took the ball back for your offense. That is how you win games in this league. And that is how you get a massive payday. And all that hard work, all that production, it leads right here. $16.5 million guaranteed. That's the team looking you in the eye and saying, we believe in you, you've earned this, you are a foundation for us. For a player who is undrafted, this number, it's the ultimate validation. But here's the thing. The story doesn't end in Philadelphia, because that validation and that huge contract, it didn't come from the Eagles. It came from a brand new team, kicking off a whole new chapter in his amazing career. Yep, that's right. After being forged in Philly, Reed Blankenship is taking his talents, his reputation, and that hard-earned contract all the way to the Houston Texans. The long shot from Middle Tennessee State is now a prized big-money free agent signing. What a turnaround. And that leaves us with one last really fascinating question to think about. He was a key stabilizing player on one championship defense. So, as he heads down to Houston, you've got to wonder, could he be the exact piece they need to make a championship run of their own? This underdog story is far from over.